First of all, on behalf of the Construction Industry Federation, I'm very grateful to be here and to be invited here this morning to open up the event. I'd particularly like to welcome Chris Edwards, the Senior Construction Manager for Facebook, who's going to be speaking here this morning. I think when we look at the industry and where our industry is at, and I take my own company and our journey through Lean and through BIM, and I think back to the CIF conference in 2012, I think it was, when we had a speaker there from Intel, and he spoke about his disappointment with the industry and our construction industry and how he felt how poorly we had developed over the last 20 to 30 years. And I remember he put a graph up on the screen showing how, the improvements in manufacturing and in general across the industry, but particularly in the semiconductor sector. And the construction graph was flatline over 20 years. And I think that it made me think about, what do we have to do? We were in the middle of a big recession. We all know about that. And now, thankfully, we're back in growth phase. And my own company started our Lean journey in 2013, when we did our audit and went through all that, and then we've got fantastic support from Enterprise Ireland. I know a lot of companies in our sector have received great support from Enterprise Ireland in general, both to help us internationalise our businesses and help us, gain experience in key new developments such as Lean and BIM. And I do think that, there's no doubt that in Ireland the M&E industry has led the Lean and BIM initiatives, and there's huge investment gone into that. I think there's a lot more we can do. I think as an industry there's a lot more we can do. I don't think other sectors in the industry have grasped these concepts nearly as well as they should have. I don't see they see the benefits of it. I think it's probably the reason is that the way construction in Ireland is being delivered now is different than it was 15, 20 years ago. Main contractors have become basically project managers. They don't employ people anymore. They use the subcontractor chain. And I think over the last number of years, there's been a huge, particularly during the recession, a huge deficit in people training and developing themselves, both in companies. The budgets weren't there for training, and I think we've fallen behind. Say, for example, the UK, where my own company do a lot of work. And so we've a fair bit of catching up to do. So I think groups like this, it's very important that we get together. I think it's really, really important that we share information. I get very frustrated about people and companies being afraid to share information. You get a good idea, and it's this, I don't know whether it's just an Irish thing, but we said, let's keep this amongst ourselves, don't share it out there, we have an advantage here, we need to, it's not good. It is actually good to share. And we shouldn't be afraid to share our ideas, because if we're confident in our people that work for us, well then we know they will deliver for us and keep us at the leading edge of what we're doing. So I think information sharing, groups such as this and across the industry in general, I think it's extremely important. And I think we should be doing more of it, because I think it's for the betterment of the industry. And I think if we look at we're coming up to, a lot of you know, the leaving cert exams are well underway now at the moment, and again we see the numbers coming into the industry being far below what we would like. Engineering graduates, 2008 I think there was 4,500 engineering graduates going through college, applied to go into third level. This year so far 1,700. So, we need to do more to attract people into our industry. And I think things like BIM, things like Lean, where young people particularly can see there's a structure here, there's an organisation here, there's a way of doing things that's different. I think we need to get more women into the industry. It's an absolute disgrace, the level of females coming into our industry. We're losing 50% of our intellect straight away. And I think, again, things like BIM, getting people in, it's a way of helping us get more involvement with with young people in general, and particularly with women. So I would like to say that I really think this is very good. I think it's been brilliant for my own business. The Lean and our Lean journey and our BIM journey has been very good. It's helped our business, and I think that, you know, it's got people who motivated again in terms of how they're doing things, because I think we all need to be looking and trying to continually improve. I think this is a way of us, you know, doing that from senior management down to the person on the floor. We look at the three speakers we have here today. We have Joe Maddy, a colleague of mine from Designer Group, who's going to speak to you about our journey. We have Joe Little from the DIT in Bolton Street, and I want to thank Joe before he speaks, because I know he's been pushing the BIM sort of process and putting courses together, and he's recently put a course together for site managers in BIM, and there's been a great take up on that, and I think that's we need more of that, and we need more sort of courses out there that suit employers, that, you know, people can do at night or weekends, so that they're not missing from their jobs. And I think that I want to encourage and thank Joe for his pushing of that. And then we have Kieran McManus from Mercury Engineering, who's going to speak to you about Mercury's sort of developments in their BIM side of things. So I just want to welcome you all here this morning, and encourage us to keep going this journey and to spread the word as such. Thank you very much.